Charles Spurgeon, some people call him the Prince of Preachers. Christ has lighted us that we might enlighten the world. God intends his grace to be as conspicuous as a city built on the mountain's brow. This whole idea that my relationship with God is just a personal matter and it's none of your business, and I just keep that between me and God and nobody else, that's really not biblical. There is actually a life of publicity, if you will, a life of openness, a life of being light that God expects us to live and to pursue and to really try to really every day, not just say, well, okay, on Saturday, when I got more time, I'll be a light. Well, no, it's really when we find ourselves in those days where we're doing the day-to-day grind. It's when we're going through our schedules. It's when we're dealing with people that they're not necessarily these moments where you're saying, I am here for a divine encounter. Who wants to hear the 4 spiritual laws? That's not necessarily it. We shine for Jesus when we're placing our order at the restaurant. We shine for Jesus when we're buying our Polar Pop over at Circle K and skipping the whole lottery line and not holding me up all day as I watch you plunk $50 into some stupid thing. And anyway, and so we're shining the light of Jesus Christ in all those interactions too. So a lot of these moments for us to be light, they're not necessarily 3-point sermons. They're actually oftentimes maybe 3, 4, or 5 second moments or 3-minute discussions. When Jonathan was kind of working with some talent people in not Vegas, L.A., there was a session speaker who said, you should be able to give your portfolio and your spiel during an elevator ride. They called it an elevator presentation. You should be able to say everything there is to say about you from one floor to the other. And I think a lot of times we think to share our testimony, we've got to have like a captive audience. It's just like, okay, sit down, you might want to get a snack, here we go. And to be honest with you, I think God uses moments and then he builds on those moments. And so like what I might share or how I might treat somebody or how I might display Christianity to a person, then let's say Hannah is able to see that person in the hospital and she's able to build, when she's done texting, and she's able to build, I'm kidding, but she's able to be with somebody at that moment. Hopefully it's not when she's cleaning them up, but when she's maybe checking their blood pressure, who knows, And then they get released from the hospital under Hannah's care. And then they bump into one of you at the grocery store. And when I say bump, maybe your carts collide, who knows, okay? How are you going to react? You got your old Jesus t-shirt on you. It's just going to say, watch where you're going. Well, okay. You just kind of blew it. Yeah, binge Jesus over here, okay? So it's like, how's Melissa going to react? So you see what's going on? Everything from my sharing and then the interaction that Hannah has, then the interaction that Melissa has. What's going on? We're all building. We're all shining light a little bit at a time until, Lord willing, someone's going to reap that harvest. And can I release you from the need to only be a harvester? Because there's planters, and there's waterers, and there's workers, and there's weed pullers. There are weed pullers. That's so good. And then there's people that harvest those things. And every single person has a role in that. And none of them is less than the other. They're all actually dependent on each other.